Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on the purchase of your Catalina Expedition 192 FQS travel trailer. I'm here to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things, get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A couple things taken into consideration. On your campsite, your awning. There's plenty of room for that awning to come out. And on your off campsite, I want you to think about your slide. There's plenty of room for that to come in and out unhindered. It's a short slide, not too deep, but make sure you leave yourself a nice walking path, because the next thing I want you to think about is where your power and water connections are going to be. Your power all the way at the rear on the driver's side of your tow vehicle or your off campsite, and then your water is just ahead of that, so right behind your tire. So park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once you arrive, first thing we're going to do is level your unit. With the power tongue jack here, simply raise or lower until you're level. You have a night docking light and a manual override right here. You have to remove your bike jack. For that hand crank right there, should you lose power, you can get this up and down. After you got our unit level, next thing we're going to do is stabilize it. All four corners of your unit, you have stabilizing jacks, 3/4 inch hand crank, or a drill gun or an impact driver. Just if you use those, any type of power to bring this down, slow down when you get to the bottom. Because as I bring these down, I'm going to mention that these are stabilizing jacks, not leveling jacks. You're only going to want to bring these down just until they're taut, preferably on stabilizing jack pads. Jack pads are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt and debris and hot blacktop in the summer. Going to better distribute the weight, and it's a really good investment. Use your 10% off coupon. Grab a 4-pack of those, put them down, and as soon as you get this down that you have tension on this, it feels like you're going to start lifting the unit, stop. Because remember, these are stabilizing jacks, not leveling jacks. We already have our unit level. All we want to do is stabilize it. Go ahead and run all 4 of those down on all 4 corners. Once our unit's level and stable, we can hook up our power and water. Again, your power cord back here, big long 30 amp cord. At the end of that 30 amp cord, should you need, in your convenience pack is a 30 to 110 adapter. You need to plug in at home. I will show you these new pistol grip ones. The way they go on is to the left, wiggle it into the left, and then twist it to the right to lock it, and then put on your black washer. Got your power hooked up. Let's hook up our water. City water connects where we're going to connect to at campsites. First and foremost, your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in your unit. Use this when putting fluid into your city water or your black tank flush. Hook that up, hook up your hose, but don't turn our hose on yet. Let's go up here to your hot water heater. All we're doing at this point is making sure our drain plug's back in. Get some plumber's tape and put on there, not putty. Get that in there, tighten it up nice and tight, then you can go ahead and turn on your hose. And after your hose has been on for a little while, go up inside, open up your water taps. Once water's flowing out of those, you know your hot water heater is full and you can turn it on from indoors. There is an on-off electric element right here. The only time you want to turn this on down here is if you hooked up to 110. If you hooked up to 110, turn it on down here as well as indoors. Hot water heater doesn't seem to be working. Come out here and look to see if these are bubbled out. It's a reset. You just simply press it back in. and then your pressure release valve. So let's say we're going to go camping and we're not going to use city water. We're going to go boondocking. We need a fresh water tank. Well, that's right above your hot water heater. Fresh water or potable water. Simply fill this up with a hose. No need for a water pressure regulator. Two ways to tell when it's full. One, there's an overflow valve right here. Or two, on the inside where you check your battery and your black and gray tanks, there's a fresh water button to hold down. That'll tell you when this is full. Now just remember, when you're using your potable water or your fresh water connection, that's when you're going to want to turn on your water pump. Don't turn on your water pump when using city water. That's already pressurized. All right, we're all set up to camp with power and water. Let me walk you around the rest of your unit. Big pass-through storage here. Again, your hot water heater and potable water. Low point drain for campsites. Low point drain for your potable water tank. Back here is your city water connection. A black tank flush. We'll talk about that when dumping our black tanks. An outdoor shower. The handle will actually hook up here so you can actually stand and take a shower. Coming down underneath here, it's going to be your wastewater and sewage water. Black being sewage, gray being waste. Cable hookup for the campsite. Again, your power. They do have an accessory rack back here. You just remove these cotters to bring it down. When you remove your second one, grab the tire. It's easier to bring down by holding onto the tire because it does weigh pretty heavy. On the back of your unit, you are also prepped for a Furrion backup camera. Device you purchased from our store that sits on the dash of your tow vehicle, giving you a backup camera for the unit. Those are access to the back of your fridge. And there's your ladder that'll fold down. Utilize it. Go up there a couple times a year and check the seams of your roof. Caulk as needed and maintain your roof, and you'll maintain the life of this trailer. Here's our awning just about all the way out. Your party lights, your awning lights. They can change colors, or you can set them to these multi-colors. There's a remote for that inside. A leash link. Got a pet, you can keep them there. Couple of 110s out here. This is a flue for your furnace. Couple things on this. One, if you are running your furnace, steer clear, it will get hot. And two, even if you're not running your furnace, just don't leave anything in front of it. Vent for your microwave. Outdoor speakers. The other side of your pass-through storage. Here's your solar control. That's a brand new system. Not familiar with. I'm actually going to try to get you some information on that. Coming around to the front, your propane does have a cover. It is on a regulator. Lefty-loosey to open. Point it toward the tank you want to use. And it should turn green when open. Again, your battery. Check your posts when you arrive. Make sure those haven't wiggled loose over time. Lippert has an excellent video on this jacket bike rack. Easier to watch that than have me show how to watch it or show how to use it. Importantly, down here is underneath here is your battery disconnect. This will disconnect all the battery power to the unit. That's going to come important later when I talk about your carbon monoxide propane detector. That about covers everything on the outside. Let's go take a look on the inside. Got the nice solid steps here. Show you how to fold those up when we leave. Have a nice handle that folds in. First thing I like to point out when coming into every unit is where the fire extinguisher is. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows that the fire extinguisher is located at the entry doorway in case of an emergency. Coming around the unit here, self-explanatory microwave. Nordic cold fridge, we'll turn that on. So here's our modes. We have AC, gas, or auto. Auto means when you're plugged in, you're running off your AC current. As soon as you unplug, it'll switch over to gas. Temperature controls, 1 through 9 it looks like. And shut it off over here. Control panel. There's where you check your brand new battery. There's your freshwater button, the one I said you can hold down to tell when your potable water is full. Your black and gray tanks. That's if you had a slide on that. Here's your awning control. Run your awning rest the way out here. Show you how far to run those out. Hit extend or EXT on the control panel. You only want to run that out until your flap falls down to 90 degrees and you can see that gray bottom. It will extend past that, so keep an eye on it when you run it out. And your awning's in. There's your slide control. We'll run that back in when we leave. Down below is your 12-volt carbon monoxide propane detector. Reason I mention this 12-volt is always running off your battery. So if you're going to be gone for the day, if you're boondocking, nothing plugged in, charging your battery, use that battery disconnect to keep this from running your battery down. Continuing to the living room here, you have your light and fan above your cooktop. Cooktop folds back. Turn the light back on here. You have a panel light. When you turn the light, changes from blue to red, hit your spark, and there's your flame. Same thing on your oven. Just turn it to light it here, and then set it to the desired temperature. No need for a pilot light. Got your Connex sound system TV. Turn that on. So you can find your remote. It wouldn't be far. There's your TV coming on. The thing I want to mention on your TV,
what is this? Like what? Why are we?
Shut the soap opera off. Is back here where your cable plugs in. There's your little button that'll turn that green light on. If you're getting at the park, before you run your digital channel scan, make sure that light's on. That's a digital channel scan enhancer. It allows you to pick up more channels. Turn on our sound system here. Oh, I was shutting it off. You get your TV sound, auxiliary. Go to FM here. Try to get a station to come in. Probably not very well inside here, but you're zoned. A is indoors. C is outdoors. D is over your heads over here. So, nice system. You do have storage at the end of your bed here. A table that will set down over here in front of your jackknife sofa. What I mean by that is that simply lifts up and folds down. Lift up the front, pull it back towards you. Cup holder. You do have a hand crank open exhaust vent here. Coming back to the back of the unit, put your remote back in here. 110 there. On the wall is your thermostat. Shut the heat off. Over here, you'll notice your heat fan takes a few minutes to shut off. Is your AC unit working. Put your panel light off here. And lastly, we'll come in here to your bathroom. Just want to mention here is where your 110 with GFCI resets at. Shut our light off in here and act like we're getting ready to leave the campsite. So what I like to do is come to my control panel, shut off my interior lights, and then I can see all of the individual lighting that I need to go through and hand shut off. As well as light over your stove. And once all them off, I'll turn my interior back in. Doors and drawers. Make sure all doors and drawers are closed. Nothing's going to impede this slide from coming in. Everything is secured. Bring your short low slide in. Shut off our interior lights. Exit the unit. Now bringing up these steps, you want to make sure this door is all the way open. Otherwise, that will catch on it. Bring it in. Fold this one side or the other and push it in. That'll lock your door in. Lock and deadbolt your exterior door. Lift and turn your handle. At this point, you're going to bring up all of our stabilizing jacks, unhook our power, cable, and water. After our water's unhooked, we're going to come up here. If we're dry docking, we're going to dump that one. If we're at a campsite, we'll dump these. We're going to come to our hot water heater. We're going to lift up on this pressure release valve, leave it up like that. That's going to drain hot water out of here. Once that's done, flip that down and pull your drain plug. Hook up your hitch and head on up to the dump station. Now at the dump station, park accordingly. Your dump's all the way at the rear on your driver's side of your vehicle, driver's side of the tow vehicle, and you have a 10-foot long hose. Get parked, hook up that hose, and pull your right handle. That's going to be your black handle, sewer outlet. Now after it sounds like that's no longer draining, you're going to again take your water pressure regulator and hook up the hose at the dump station to the black tank flush. Leave that black handle open, run that hose for a good 5 minutes, get all that nastiness out of there, close that up, close your black handle, and pull your gray handle. That's going to be cleaner water, it's your sinks and your showers. That'll clean your sewage hose out for you. When you're done there, close that, come to your bumper, and conveniently and sanitarily store your sewage hose in your bumper. Again, we thank you guys so much for your purchase of this expedition. Hope you enjoy it for many years to come. Happy camping.